1840 Sunday, December 8th. This is Dr. C ringing in to give you an overview, give you some encouragement and inspiration as we're getting closer. Now, one thing I have to make mention of is if I gave you an opportunity to revise, please let me know when you submit it. I have a lot of students and I have to make sure that you can help me keep track of any revisions that you may have submitted and or resubmitted. And also stay in contact with me if there's going to be an interruption in your schedule or delay in your ability to deliver, okay, such as the 6-1 final project milestone, the findings and recommendations. And I did go over that rubric last time. Make sure that you do view these videos because I break it down relative to the expectations and the interpretation of the expectations, the language thereof. Now, I did load up into a recent announcement what it means to evaluate your progress, your plan, your strategy. That's critical. You have to know, show me, demonstrate to me, the audience, your student, I'm your student, what does an evaluation plan look like? How will you measure it? How does data play an important part of it? What kind of data? How would you retrieve that data? You have to make a real legitimate fact-based offering relative to the plan. All right, that's critical. Program recommendations, all right, have to be based on fact. It cannot be based on whim or opinion. This is not about filling a page. This is about being precise and accurate and concise and succinct in what you recommend. Okay? So far, everyone's working very hard on that, and I sincerely appreciate it. Going back now, so that's for Mod 6. Going to Mod 7, as we're getting closer, it's crunch time now, so you really need to stay in contact with me if you need help or otherwise. Submitting your capstone. What does that say? It says here, the objectives, as you can see, we're completing the course, relate the course outcomes to the profession. Remember how I've been saying that all term. What you're asked to do for this course is a direct, correlation, is a direct correlation to the profession. That means organization, articulation, good grammar or excellent grammar, spelling, sentence construction, offering fact-based or evidence-based information, not whim, not opinion. Okay, if you if you never viewed the capstone project video, it's only 4 minutes long, but it's excellent. It's a great breakdown on basically the middle, beginning, middle, and end approach to the course. Okay, so with that said, let's go. I'm sorry, go back to Mod 7. Make sure you look at the final project guidelines and rubric. That's critical, right to the elements. All right. This is a thing like a cash register. You've got to pay up. You've got to pay each and every one of these elements that are involved and break it down. So you have your overview of your community, your communication with the agency, again, subject to modification. All right, if I've worked with you on that and you did not have an agency to work with, you know who you are, and that's okay. Your research methodologies, all right, along with your literature review, which gives you the foundation for your recommendations, all right, and you make sure that you look through each one of these, let's just say, itemized areas of attention. Application of criminological theories. All right, it's one thing to say, I think this theory would work because it sounds good. No, theory is at the root of all strategy, of all recommendation, okay? And everything we do is grounded in a particular type of theory or theories. You really have to show that you understand what it means to develop theory and how it can be applied, okay, to the behaviors that you're analyzing in your report. All right, impact of organizational culture. All right, you need to know what that is. You need to say, you don't say, be very careful saying, I think this would be good because everyone would be happy with it at the agency. No, 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 no. You need to really look at what is organizational culture and how does it relate to, the work product or the value and effectiveness of the work product, i.e., say, police service and police response to a particular issue. All right, that cannot be conjecture. Please understand that. Impact of technologies, and technologies are wide-ranging. If it's a matter of an enhanced phone system or a matter of using advanced predictive analytics or whatever it may be, make sure that you are articulating that area. You know exactly what that means and how it's going to impact or affect, okay, your proposed strategies and remedies and all that. Any other attempted interventions, if you have that, that's really good, all right? What has failed? Knowing what's failed will help you not repeat failure, right? Do it right the next time or make a best effort to do as such. Look at these bulleted questions. What is the magnitude of the problem in the agency and or the community? Okay, again, I'm flexible. We've had to be flexible. We have to be nimble relative to the problem and the area of concern. What resources and interventions currently exist? What are they doing right now to the best of their ability, if they're doing anything at all? Provide a description of the impact that current resources and interventions are having on the agency. Are they effective? Why or why not? That's critical. That's called analysis, right? What does it mean to analyze? To get to the bottom, to really dig down and understand the granular, the specific components of a problem, and being able to speak to that with a level of expertise. Expertise comes from reading and research, as I've been preaching all term long. What are the problems? What do they face? What's going to slow it down? Some of you people have done a very good job of that, i.e., through funding issues, personnel deployment, buy-in, all that. A lack of, a lack of impetus to create various statutory regulations, whatever it may be. Good job in that area. Make sure your citations and formatting are correct. Please, you're at a capstone. You need to know how to do that. Not for anything. Go to Purdue OWL if you have a question about a site. Something that may be formal, cite a name, and if you've interviewed somebody that has to have a particular site of its own, that has to be correct. Why? Well, there's direct correlation to the job. We have to, when we were under cross-examination, they say, where did you get this information? Is it hearsay? No, it's fact-based evidence. Okay, so it's about telling the truth. So you have all these things, your statement of need, program recommendations, goals and objectives. All right, whatever resources may be needed, staffing or otherwise, in order to make it effective. All right, and again, just don't say, I think it needs 5 guys or 10 people. Well, you need to say why. Why isn't it just one person that can deploy the strategy effectively? Where are you getting that? Okay, you get that from reading. You get that from research on the deployment of organizational needs and or strategies, personnel, money, otherwise. You need to know that. No guessing there. All right, this is why you've had time to do this. Notice there wasn't much going on in Mod 6 per se, and even into Mod 5. So hopefully you planned your time out to be effective in order to craft an articulate, okay, research-based, scholarly written. Writing for research is not writing like you've been used to, and that's why I've given people numerous opportunities to revise so you learn how to write clearly, succinctly, with concise and precise, fact-based, no opinion, no slang or colloquial. All right. And how do you get to that? You have to practice, number one. Number two, you have to read how research has been written in the Shapiro Library. Notice I didn't say Google. All right. And then you have your personal and professional reflection. And that's at the end. So now is the time to ask questions. Now is the time to connect with me. Now is the time to make sure that you're on the right track, that you finish this thing, with excellence, so that when you're out there applying or going into grad school, you're very prepared to conduct research. You're very prepared to put together a research proposal. You're very prepared to, offer, definitive and bona fide, or whatever you want to call it. You are able to articulate yourself well in front of an oral board is going to ask you, how do you solve a particular problem? Because we are in a problem-solving discipline, right? Solutions don't come from opinion. They come from fact. They come from research and investigation. And then they have to be spoken to eloquently, simply, so everyone understands exactly what you're trying to say. All right? Make sure you go through this. Make sure you contact me if you need help. Thank you, and keep up the good work.